Okay, I thought I would just go ahead and finish this up. This is a continuation from second phase of symptoms, and I just finished off with the legs and stuff, and now and my fingers. So the next thing is the throat. That's ironically, if you go back and see the one previous to this, I cannot remember to look at that little dot. If you go back and watch the previous video, my voice was doing okay until towards the end, so I probably won't be able to do this one very long anyway. So, but my throat started messing up. It would just get, like, when I was really tired, it would start getting raspy. Well, this is beyond raspy now, but a few minutes ago in the previous part of the video, it just started getting real raspy, and it would sound, I was like, that switch is kind of weird, because anytime I get tired, my throat was raspy. And but that just kind of, just hung around, and there was nothing major come of that until one day in church. Had been singing in the choir, and went and sat down, and I could tell my throat just kind of felt funny, but I didn't relate it to anything. I didn't think about it. I just thought it felt funny. Well, slowly but surely, like later that day, I wasn't able to talk. I had lost my voice for an entire week, and it's muscles in there, spasms, and I guess that's all. I guess that's what it is. I'm not sure, but they know, that I have this trouble, when I see my doctors and stuff, or sometimes when I call them, they'll be like, "What's wrong with your throat?" And I'm just like, "MG." So they just have to check. They want me to, I guess they want me to say it or whatever, but my throat would also start out like I was emotional, like I was gonna cry. My throat just sounded like I was gonna cry, and I went to this ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, and he checked my throat out, had me swallow with that tube in my throat. Oh, that was horrible. And he said, "I can hear it, but I can't see it." And he said, "I can hear like what sounds like emotion in your throat." I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's part of it." But the main reason that I had gone to him was because I had had a throat spasm, and it was horrific. I guess that's just my words. Well, no, it wasn't horrific, but it was rough, because I used to keep this little lady that had Alzheimer's, and we were going to McDonald's to get breakfast, and all of a sudden my throat started feeling funny, like right here, this area, and I guess it tightened up so bad. It was stretching my neck back. It was so tight, and it was really messing with my voice. I guess kind of like what it's doing right now, but it was very, very, very tight to try to talk. I guess it was a lot more airy than this, but it scared me really bad, because I was just like, I had her in the car beside me. I mean, luckily we were at McDonald's, we were sitting there, so we weren't well, we were actually in the line in the drive-through, and I told her, I said, I'm okay, Nana, I'm okay. And she reached over and she's patting my leg. I said, I'm okay. And so I patted her leg back. She was the sweetest thing all the time. And it kept doing it and kept doing it. And I called my mom and told her, I said, something's wrong with my throat. And so her dad come and got me, and then Nana's daughter come and got her, and Mom drove my car back, and it was just, it was really rough. But that was one of the symptoms, that tightening, just out of nowhere. I mean, it just happened. There was no lead up to it or anything like that. It just happened. And but luckily, thank you, Lord, it's not happened again, because that is very scary. That would have been really scary if I was like driving down the interstate or something like that and it happened. So let me check my notes, cut my notes. So and that spasm for me, from my experience, it was not painful, but it was very uncomfortable to me. Like spasms, pain, it's kind of a different platform there. Spasms can be painful, I'm assuming, like Charlie horses, those are painful, but the spasms that I'm talking about here weren't really, wasn't painful at all. It was just very uncomfortable. So, excuse me. Sorry, my throat just doesn't, it gets pissed. So I saw my second neurologist. Gosh, there y'all are again. Surprise. Saw the second neuro. He did a lot of tests. They all come back normal, of course, but I knew it didn't matter if they did or not. I mean, yeah, it would scare me when they didn't, because it was just like, golly, we got to do this again. We got to go somewhere else and have more tests done. And so all the tests come back normal, and he said, that, now mind you, at this point, I had probably been studying, quite a while, looking at different things, looking at MS, looking at, there's some other autoimmune disorders, and fibromyalgia was one of the things that I had considered, looked at, but watched a lot of videos. I know people that have fibromyalgia. I would call them, talk to them, and he said, when all my tests come back normal, he said, I believe you have fibromyalgia. And I looked at him, I said, respectfully, I was very serious, I was very nice and calm. I said, respectfully, I disagree. And my husband's so loud. Anyway, I said, respectfully, I disagree. And I said, there is something else. There is something. It's got to be something like MS or something. Da-da-da. Well, he turned my results around and showed me. He said, you have no lesions. There's nothing there. So I got that proof for myself. I saw that. And he got up and went around his desk and over to the door and opened the door. And my heart just hit the bottom because I disagreed with him. I'm doing video. So that showed me right there that he didn't want to care anymore. Not that he ever cared, he just didn't want to deal with me anymore. And it really hurt my feelings because I had been dealing with this for a while already. And I knew, oh, it broke my heart that he just did not care. I can't understand how anybody could just open the door and escort you out like he did. But anyway, I mean, it could have been fibromyalgia, but I knew something else was wrong. And by the way, I called them a few days ago just to find out when my visit was with him, which was September 2014. And I told him, I said, from everything that I experienced, not experienced, but read, watched videos. I mean, I watched billions of videos on different, well, maybe not billions, or close, different people with fibromyalgia, different people with MS, just on and on and on. And there was not one person that said that they couldn't make their leg work. And I told him that. I told him, I said, fibromyalgia doesn't prevent your leg from working. I said, I literally had to move my leg with my hands. And I mean, if I'm wrong about that with somebody, then you can comment and let me know. But from everything that I saw and read, there was nothing like that. Yeah, it would make the muscles, not work properly because of the nerves and things. But this was at the junction where the receptors go to, I can see it in my mind and say it to myself, but I can't explain it to somebody else. I think it's the acetylcholine inhibitors that they won't attach themselves to the muscle or something. I can't remember exactly how it goes now, but anyway, it's, this is deep stuff. That's why they don't know much about MG. One of my doctors said in 30 years, and I probably said this, I'll probably repeat this numerous times, but and all that they've found out in the last 30 years, is very little. They don't really know anything more now than they did 30 years ago. And it's a very hard disease to pinpoint because, well, it's very hard to diagnose because there's so many symptoms. And yes, I agree partially. There was a lot of symptoms that I was dealing with that did kind of look like fibromyalgia. I agree with that. I understand that. But I'm sitting here trying to tell him I'm not stupid. And I'm sticking to my guns. I knew something was wrong. And if you don't want to care, then step aside, because I don't need you here. And it really upset me. It really did. But the strangest sensations, I mean, I do remember, like with my legs, put my pants on, I would have the strangest sensations on my skin, or just like under my skin, like my nerves. I don't like to try on clothes much, because it makes my skin just crawl like it's tiny little electrodes or something, or just on my arms, on my legs. I used to do it on my face a little bit, but it doesn't now. Not so much now since I'm on the Mestinon. Mestinon helps with that, and it helps with my other facial stuff, which I'm not going to go into that right now, because that's that'll be for the next video. Oh, there y'all are, sneaky things. And I guess that's it. So if you think you could have Myasthenia gravis, or know somebody that might have Myasthenia gravis, you can send a comment. My email is fyother, YOTHER, @yahoo.com. Send me a message. I might can help. I might not be able to help. I have no idea. But I can surely give you my opinion based on my experiences. I do know quite a bit about it, even though I can't explain it. I know it to myself. I know it in my mind. It's hard to explain. But it took about 7 years for me to get diagnosed. So if I had not stayed vigilant in this, through this ordeal, and just quit going to the doctors, then I would be in a lot worse shape than I am now. And don't let anybody tell you that it's anxiety or stress or your imagination or anything like that, because like I keep saying, it's your body. If you don't know your body, then you got an issue. But this issue, I knew straight away, because I couldn't get my foot to work, couldn't get my leg to move, kept dropping things. I was having strange sensations. I was having spasms. My eyes, oh yeah, and at this time, my eyes were mainly my left eye. It was really, really like lagging off and on. And I know I look around a lot, but it's not even really looking, it's just movement. I would go from here to look over there, and it was like there was not fluid motion. My eyes did not go over that way immediately like they do. Excuse me, I ate some cookies a few minutes ago. And it was like lagging. If you experience lagging on the computer, like with your cursor, it's exactly the same thing. And if I hope this is going to be loud enough. I can't hardly get any louder without making my throat worse. My eye on the left was I don't know how to explain this. I do not know how to explain this. It was like there was sparkles in it. It was really messed up. A lot of that will be due to two things that bother my eyes the most. Flashes of the sun. The very first time that this happened was I was going to work. The sun caught, it was on a part of it was a truck. Well, that truck moved into my view on my mirror on my door. And at the same time, that shine, that big old bright shine, my eyes caught it and it messed my eyes up. It messed them up big time. And that day it was like my eyes were, well, this eye was like electricity in there. It was like sparkles and just, it was so messed up. It messed up the nerves or the muscles or whatever it was causing that. And but like the next day it would be better. I was seriously losing sight in my eye that day. But I don't think it was anything that was it was fine the next day. But both my eyes lag now. My doctor will say, follow my hand here. And I'm just like, sail on. And they just don't want to move. They're very slow. So, but that was, I'm glad I remembered that because the eyes were a big thing. And I had noticed like a year ago that this eye was drooping a little bit. And I thought, well, maybe that's from the fatty, saggy skin right there, pushing it down a little bit. But turns out it wasn't. It was the MG, typical symptom of MG. So, man, it's glary. I didn't realize that. Sorry. Because I got a window here and a window back there, so I didn't realize it was so glary. But I guess that's it for now. I think I've gone over everything except to start the next phase of symptoms. And I'll start writing those down. So anyway, this is the second part of this. If you haven't watched the first part, go back and watch it. This is the second video of the second phase of symptoms. That's the easiest way for me to do this. So, this is Thursday, March 21st, and tomorrow's Friday. Yay! I guess. Whatever. Yay for y'all. So, I hope you have a good weekend. And stay safe. Be blessed. All that. Love y'all.